Well, I'm Tim Kasher, and I'm the singer and songwriter of Cursive, a band from Omaha, Nebraska, in the United States. Been doing it for about 30 years. This is our 10th album. It's called Devourer, uh, and yeah, we're pretty stoked on it. We've been working on it for quite a while now. My last album came out in 2019, I guess. So.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit more about Devourer in comparison to your last album?
Yeah, and I think this is I've seen some chatter about this online as well. Is that I think that and I'm a big fan of the last two albums that we did. I should say the last two albums. I say it that way because they're kind of companion. We put out Vitriola in 2018, and then we kind of did a surprise release of an album called Get Fixed. So they're kind of sibling albums. They're pretty. Uh, they're more angsty and yeah, just I guess they're just they're angrier and also just kind of like less melodic in ways that I prefer in music in a lot of ways. Uh, but upon doing working on this Devourer album, we did take a moment to kind of I think well because of the pandemic, I think we had a lot of time on our hands to kind of assess our catalog and whatnot and. It helped remind me that when we started this project back in the 90s, the vision of it was really intended to be more eclectic and to have like to have a broader range of ideas musically. Uh, and I think Vitriola and Get Fixed are cool because they kind of went in a specific direction and they kind of stayed in there. And a lot of that had to do with just, the where we were in the United States at that time with Trump in office, and it was just frustrating, and there was just daily bad news being dumped, in our inboxes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted, in short, I think I just wanted Devour to be a more eclectic record,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I feel like we achieved that.
yeah, definitely. The music video for Bloodbath features Shannon Purser of Stranger Things and Aurora Perrineau of Westworld. Did you have them in mind when you thought of the music video concept?
I'll give you a little short info on the videos that we did. We did five videos for the album, and it was kind of a part of a project of getting genre directors on board and we didn't give them any parameters. We just said this is the budget.
Yeah.
Uh, we would love to see what you have to do. These are the song. You can choose what song you want to do. So Chelsea Stardust is a great horror director. That was the song she chose. So we really left it up to her. So she's the one who came up with a female Fight Club, kind of like blending a prom and Fight Club together. And so she brought Shannon and Aurora on board.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So you
Yeah.
didn't have a lot to do with it yourself.
No, for me, I mean, early, they were shooting down the street, so I popped in and
Yeah.
played a referee, but otherwise, no, part of because we didn't have a large budget for these directors, so part of the what I was hoping the allure would be was uh like again like we don't have a lot of money, but we'd love to just see it have it be your vision. We don't like we want to stay out of your way and just see what you come
Yeah.
up with.
Oh, far out. It's awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks.
you've always had a horror aspect to your songs and videos. What artists, movies, or books inspire that darkness or heaviness for you?
Oh, I mean, probably a broad range, but one that can easily pop in my head is Cormac McCarthy. Just his the extremely dour, realistic take that he takes toward like humanity. I just really relate to that. I think that he was always been. Um, Pretty clever in the way that he's portrayed humanity. So that would certainly be one of them. I'd be remiss to not mention Stephen King, and the only reason why I'd say that is because I think that everyone is influenced by Stephen King. I don't think we like like in like these generations of people that we are. Stephen King is very much like an Edgar Allan Poe, and I don't know, maybe we'll recognize that more in 100 years when we won't be around, but you know.
Oh, Yeah, no, I
are
think it's pretty relevant now to say that.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know if I don't know if I have a specific
Yeah.
book in mind, but
Over on your Instagram, you recently shared a feature length thriller you've directed called Who's Watching? Is directing new for you?
uh yeah, it is. I did do my first feature that came out in 2017, but it was something that was done absolutely like in our apartment, and it was pretty low budget, but it was a good narrative. I'm proud of it. It just I didn't get a chance to show it to many people. It's a very, very quiet, tense drama that I just had a hard time, and it had no known actors in it, and so it's just a hard time kind of getting it sold. But so this is the second one I've done. But I've been screenwriting for close to 20 years now. But you know,
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there if you're not selling anything. It's just that I've I've been pretty busy with it, but it's kind of more of just a really long education for me, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. And a hobby, I suppose, as well on the side.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Do you, as a band, have a collective hand in the songs you write?
Oh, yeah, it's open. I mean, the songwriting is open to any band member, but we've been doing it for just quite a while, and uh, I just generally take over the duties, and I think that's just kind of the way. Um, I think I tend to just I don't I don't consider myself as bossy or anything like that, but I just take on a leadership role because we just need lead. A lot of groups you just need somebody to kind of like run things, and
Yeah,
so I generally do that, and I generally bring songs in too. But Ted Stevens is a great songwriter, and he's written for us in the past. But just for the last few albums, he just hasn't been. But
yeah.
I don't think there's any commentary or anything there. I think, well, if anything, probably the commentary is that he's been raising his daughter. So I think he's just been preoccupied.
See, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have a favorite song off the album? I really like Botch Job, just adding that in there.
Yeah, Botch Job's cool. It at the moment, I think like a week ago I was saying I was feeling like "What the Fuck" was kind of my favorite, and that's a song that kind of leans a little bit more into Vitriola and Get Fixed. It's just a little bit less melodic, and I just it's just kind of heavy and raunchy, and I like that.
Yeah,
But this week, I think "Rookie" is the song that's kind of been.
yeah,
As I've been rehearsing for tours, I've been playing that one. I'd say
yeah.
I'd probably choose that. Yeah.
And is that the same as like playing it live? Is that your favorite one to play live at the moment too?
Yeah, it remains to be seen because we haven't played it live yet.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Never mind.
but we will be. We'll be playing, I mean, as soon as next week. So,
Yeah, yeah,
uh, but yeah, we have that we did we had two drummers on the album. So we actually have two drummers playing on that song.
yeah.
And we're attempting to recreate that live. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds awesome. Um, there's such incredible energy from the crowd at your shows, and fans often say that every performance feels unique. Do you intentionally strive to give your all in every show?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's nice to hear that people say that, I guess. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, I think I think we've had for decades, I'd say that we've kind of had that attitude that Fayetteville, Arkansas is as important as New York City. It's just people. It's just a different group of people living in a different place, but they're all of their brains function the same way, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. And they're all
so yeah,
connected to you.
yeah, so no, I think that's pretty important. And sometimes when you're on a long tour, you can start to forget that. And it's good to sit yourself down and remind yourself that even though this might feel a little bit rote or a little bit dull to you because you've been doing it for the last, maybe 6 weeks straight, uh, that the people who were there that night, that they haven't been doing this for the last 6 weeks straight. They've actually been,
Yeah,
some of them maybe have been waiting for this, anticipating it for the last 6 weeks. So it behooves you to try to do the best you can.
That's a really good way to put it, I think, and that shows your authenticity, like you are bringing your all to every show. That's beautiful.
Oh, good. Well, thanks.
I noticed you wrote around 69 compositions for the album starting in 2020. What was that process like? Was it somewhat manic, or do you take your time with every composition?
It's a really casual and enjoyable experience. Well, and it's music anyway, so it's like I love music. We all love music. We love it's you play music. It really is just playing. Um, uh, but for me, it's a it's a it's always enjoyable. But it's pretty carefree the way I do it. I'll put on something, a movie in the background, preferably something that's like horror or action or just something that's kind of visually stimulating. I don't think there's a lot of point to watching just like a drama because I'm not really paying attention. I'm only kind of
Yeah.
my eyes are just kind of chasing whatever spaceship's going by or whatever. While I'm working on it. And so it's just like a really relaxing experience for me. And I'll work on a song from anywhere from an hour to maybe 4 hours or something in an afternoon. And just trying to kind of work it out. Uh
Yeah.
no, I don't know. It's a I love it.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable process for you and relaxed, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Um, what's something you like to listen to that might be a surprise given the music you make?
Oh, probably all kinds of stuff would be a surprise, or maybe not. I don't know what people consider surprising, but I like a very broad range of music, and I think that most musicians kind of should. And I question it a little bit when musicians are really harsh on certain styles.
Yeah.
That said, I do too. I don't I don't really love bluegrass,
Yeah.
and that the thing is, bluegrass is technically superior. It's really incredible. Playmanship, but it just doesn't work for me. Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, some of my favorite music historically has just been really more low key, and I tend to prefer female fronted bands,
Yeah.
and just a female voice or like a female approach. But I don't think that's something that should necessarily be surprising to people, because I think that should be pretty normal that like
Yeah.
half of the world is women and they write good
Yeah.
music, but
Yeah. Awesome. Um, and just quickly, I absolutely loved when Cursive and Thursday played a mix of songs from their respective catalogues a few years ago, and you've toured a bunch with them together. Are you guys pretty close, or are you sick of each other?
it's so close. No, I really grown to love those guys so much, and we've known them for over 20 years, and but over this last 3 or 4 years, really reconnected. Some of them so they've also started just taking me out just solo, just like when they're doing maybe smaller shows or kind of one-off shows and Cursive can't make it, they've just been inviting me to come out. And so I just hop on their bus and I kind of just feel like one of the band members. And uh, so it's great. Yeah, they're kind of my
That's
favorite band
awesome.
right now. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Um, The Ugly Organ was an important album for many people and helped people through some dark times. What do you make of that?
Uh, it It's great. I mean, it's phenomenal for us. It's a huge surprise, and I think it's not something that I've ever really gotten used to. Uh, we didn't we didn't expect anything from that record when we wrote it. We were actually pretty down in the dumps at the time because we've felt that people weren't really gonna get into it. It just felt like we went too far out on a limb. But so it was a lesson learned for us. It was just that the further out on a limb we went, people actually were more interested. And I wish that I could offer that as good advice for anyone. I think it is good advice for anyone, but the thing is that probably it doesn't generally bear fruit. But we were just kind of lucky. We went out on a limb and did something that we didn't that felt more uniquely us and not part of a scene. And it's scary, and it was scary, but then it turned out it worked out. So I'm glad.
Yeah, it did. And just last question, is your cat nearby?
Yeah, he's causing a ruckus like
A
hell,
ruckus.
actually. That's
Damn, I meant to say
why
hello.
I keep looking out. Here, I'll grab him. Hold on,
Oh, thank
if I
you.
can. Is
Oh my God. It looks like a kitty. Is it a baby?
Yeah, yeah, just 3 months old.
Oh my
Mooney.
gosh. Lulu? Oh, it's so
Mooney.
a Mooney.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Look.
But he's just like a firecracker.
I can
And
imagine.
yeah, I'm just all scratched up. My legs and my arms are just all scratched up from being attacked constantly. But
So cute. All right, Tim. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today and congratulations on the album. It's killer.
thanks a lot. Appreciate it.